Hi everyone, welcome back to Stay Tuned for Danger. Last video we officially got kicked out of the studio because we were extras, but no need to fear, Maddie came to the rescue with her agent Dwayne Powers, who got us a job as an extra on Light of Our Love. So now we officially have access to the studio again, and then we watched a video of an interview of Rick Garland that Nancy's housekeeper Hannah sent us, but that was kind of unimportant, but we still had to watch it to beat the game, honestly. So we are going to head on over to Worldwide Broadcasting because now we're like VIPs. We're extras. We are employees. So we're going to head right on over to Ralph the security guard. We're like, oh, we've just been hired. Let me sign for it. Nancy is getting a little ahead of ourselves. Do you know what I want to do? I want to rub it in the director's face because she was so rude. So we're going to do it. We're going to knock on her door. And now she's asking if we're trying to get discovered or if we just need a job, which, excuse me, condescending. So we're going to be like, oh, I'm working with Dwayne Powers. I heard he's a really good agent, you know, being all stuck up. And then not Maddie, this is Lillian. Lillian just crushes our dreams and says that we shouldn't get our hopes up too high because they just go to Dwayne whenever they need somebody right away, which is usually extras or gophers. But if they really need talent, they call someone else. So that was kind of rude. But, you know, okay. So we're going to tell Lillian about the light clamp that we found on the set, and it looked like it'd been sawed off, and it wasn't an accident, that it looked to be an attempt on Rick's life. And my computer's thinking about it because it's like, oh. And then she doesn't care at all. So she says she's making fun of us for trying to be a detective. So she's telling us not to stick our nose where it doesn't belong. That's an odd response, but okay. And now we're going to head on over to the prop room where we will meet Millie Strawthorne, who's the founder of Worldwide Broadcasting, but now she works in the prop room. So we want to explore the prop room because that'd be cool. So we're gonna lie and say we need to get something for Maddie, and she's telling us that she won't let anyone enter her prop room without showing her that we're clever enough for the responsibility. So she's gonna give us some riddles, and we are going to have to answer them. So, if you don't want to read, it says, I run all day and never walk. I tell you something, but I do not talk. What am I? And that would be a watch because it runs all day and it tells you something without talking. This one is soft as a petal that falls from a tree. The more I dry, the wetter I'll be. What am I? And you can put towel or washcloth because the more you dry, the wetter it gets. And then this one says, when you look at my face, it's easy to see. You're looking at you when you're looking at me. What am I? And it's a mirror because when you're looking at yourself, you're looking at a mirror. So now that we solved those riddles, we can head straight on into the prop room. And she's going to leave us because she trusts us so much because we're so good at riddles. That is the true test of responsibility and trust. Oh my gosh, I never noticed these pictures of cats before. That's wonderful. All right, so you can look at so many things like in this little prop room, but you only need a few things. Like we're gonna need these pliers, that's under this map. And then we're gonna need to open this chest and solve this puzzle. And so you move the rings over one by one. Your moves can always be undone. Oh, it looks like kind of like a poem. So yeah, pretty much you just need to get all the rings over to one side. Oh my gosh, why won't these go on? They're not obeying me. Oh, what am I doing? I swear, like, I'm not this bad at the puzzles when I'm not recording. But when I record, I'm just so nervous. What am I doing? Okay, we'll move that right there. Pretty much these puzzles are so tedious because it's like you have to move just one by one and you have to like stack it strategically. Here we go. Let's see what we win. Oh, we have a clock hand. And if you'll remember, the clock on set, it was missing a hand. So I'm guessing that this is the hand that that clock needs. And then we're going to take one of these doorknobs because later on, when we come to the studio at night, and if we need to get back in the prop room, like if we forgot to grab something, the doorknob is the only way back in. So if you don't take it, you're pretty much screwed, and you just have to hope to everything that you got everything. It looks like we have a padlocked little chain thing right here. I want to see what's inside, but it's locked. We'll have to find a way to get in there. We're very resourceful. We can use this oil can. Oh, spider! But we can use this oil can to loosen up that ladder on set and see if we can explore around where that light clamp was. All of these things are missing from the prop room. This is a very odd list. And if you look over here, this has Millie's login information to the computers. So I'm going to write it down because I know I'm going to forget it. But we want to get back in there. Or we want to use her login because we can do some real snoop in there. Alright, now that I've got that written down. And then this is just a puzzle that I'm not going to do because it's going to take way too long and you can't even like see anything, so it'd just be boring. But it's like a message with the letter of the alphabet, so like 1 would be A, 26 would be Z, like that kind of thing. But it doesn't matter, so you can do that on your own time, you know, pause the screen if you want. It's just way too tedious and kind of boring for you to just sit here and listen to me. Oh wait, I wanted to show you something else. Let me go back. I don't know if I can get back in without her there. Dang it. Alright, I'll show you later. We can go back at night. Alright, let's talk to Maddie. Because we love Maddie Jensen. Oh, she thinks that we could be the next Serena Livingston. Oh, Maddie. Right, we're just going to say that we hope we have enough time to investigate. She's saying that Dwayne's a great guy and that he gave her a chance when no one else would. And we're going to say that we don't think that Dwayne likes Rick very much. And she says that she has the same feeling and that Dwayne was Rick's agent, helped him get the part of Rory Danner, but Rick ditched him later on to go to a larger agency. So then we're going to say bye. And then let's go talk to Rick. Oh, the door just opened by itself. And if you look over here, oh snap, the mirror says die Rick, and then if you play this recording, we can't hear it, but it's saying there's a bomb somewhere in the room. So guess where it is? It's in the tape recorder. Isn't that so sneaky? So we are going to take all of these off. I'll show you what happens too if you mess up. And then you literally have to guess which of these wires to cut. So I'm going to get it wrong the first time just so you can see what happens if you don't. So we'll cut the blue wire. And it exploded and we're dead. So don't do that. Get the right one. Let me get out my little notes because I can't remember which one they were. Okay, so we'll knock on the door again. We won't die this time. And then we'll open this tape recorder up. Get that sucker open so we can not die. Yeah, good thing we came here and not Rick because surely I don't know if he could do it. So you're going to cut the yellow wire, red, orange, blue. And that stopped the bomb. We're alive, guys. We did this. Bomb squad. And then we come on the phone and it's gonna skip everything. At first Nancy was talking to Ned Nickerson, who's her boyfriend, but now we're talking to Bill Pappas, who's the producer of Light of Our Love. We heard him through the door. You never see his face, you just hear him talk. And so there's an option here, like in the conversation, where you can really make him mad, and I always like trying to figure out which one it is, so I'm going to try to do it again. I'm going to say they need a statement from us, and he said that it's confidential. So we're going to say information and ask who had dressing room. And then he said only Rick and his security personnel. Rick is very touchy about his room and won't even let the janitors in there, so we're going to say that's odd and ask if it's always been this way. Dang it! I didn't successfully make him mad. Okay, and then there's just a lot of different questions that you can ask. I guess I'll ask them, why not? So we're going to say if he can think of anyone on the staff who has skills in explosive or electronics. And so he says that nobody uses explosives on the set, but they do use pyrotechnicians for location shoots. But their technical crews are very knowledgeable about electronics, but he can't picture any of them making a bomb. So we're going to say, are there any temporary employees working at the studio? And he says yes, but all of their employees are either temps or permanent. All are highly qualified and from the best agencies, and they don't just hire anyone. And they do carefully screen their employees. So we're going to say, ask if someone from outside the studio could have done this. Thinking about it. And he said that's impossible. The set's been closed down tight and they have extra security. And he says his own mother couldn't have gotten in there, so that's disrespectful. We're going to ask if there's any video surveillance of the dressing room. He says they're working on that with the police, but there are no security cameras in the dressing rooms. I'm going to say if there's anybody who has access to the studio at night. He said all the key talent and some of the floor managers have access, and him and Lillian, who's the director that we've talked to, because they have projects. I can't talk today. Projects going on around the clock. We'll be adventurous and ask if we can have the code. And it looks like he's yelling at somebody else, so I guess that's a no. I'm going to ask who takes care of the teleprompter, and it's supposed to be the lead script writer's job to manage the part of production, but a lot of the actors, especially Maddie, like to edit their script to add emphasis or direction. So Maddie, she has access to the teleprompter. Suspicious. So then we're going to say, so anyone has access to the teleprompter? Okay, he's getting impatient with us, like, sorry that we're trying to save Rick. We're going to ask who else has access to the staff offices. Okay, and he doesn't want to talk to us anymore, so we're going to bid him goodbye. Thanks for not being that helpful towards the end. Oh, and what's this? It looks like a letter. And it says, due to the recent events concerning safety on the set, we will begin implementing additional security measures. Even after I close the set to visitors, I found friends and family or various staff members wandering around the backstage. Surprisingly, they all knew the talent entrance code, but I don't remember ever signing them on with the studio. The side entry code has now been changed to 3689. Keep this number confidential. If I find that anyone has given out this code to non-authorized personnel, I will dock your pay. So, looks like we can get into the studio at night now. Huzzah! So yes, so we will head on over to Worldwide Broadcasting at night, use that key code, and that just means that we can snoop around on our own free will. So that is what we will do next video. We will be able to snoop around those offices. Not the offices, but like their dressing rooms. And another thing that I want to try to do is I want to snoop through Dwayne Power's stuff, the agent. So we're going to try to figure out a way to get into his office at night as well. So look out for that next video, and don't forget to stay tuned for danger. Thanks for watching.